If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Brake Deals event. Take advantage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Mystic Records Radio, and we're starting off the day with The Curse is Written.
Wake up, how do you feel? My arms around you, the feeling that surrounds you. Come at the moment, I'm your opponent. Floating antiquities, these things I cannot render. I dream about you every night. I fly so long, get this time. I think about many things. I don't wanna be without you. I wanna make you think that you should be with me. I wanna write you a symphony. I wanna make your heart get to the sound of my voice. I wanna write you a symphony. I wanna make your heart get to the sound of my voice. I wanna write you a symphony. Wake up, how you feel? My arms around you, the feeling that surrounds you. Come at the moment, I'm yours, opponent. Floating antiquities, these things I cannot render. When I look at you, I'm built inside. Symphony, I wanna write you a symphony. Symphony, I wanna make your heart hear the sound of my voice. Symphony, I wanna write you a symphony.
Okay, these are some new tracks that aren't quite ready yet, just fresh and raw from the studio for The Curse is Written. And looks like The Curse is Written is right here in the studio. Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. So, how are you doing today?
Oh, it's rainy in Washington, and I hopped 3 buses to get here, but we're doing pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay, so who else do we have besides Fred Treptow? Hello? I see another caller on the line. Okay, well, I guess they're too shy to speak up.
Are you having a hard time hearing my band right now?
Yeah, I can't hear anything. So anyway,
Hello?
when did you guys start playing, and why did you start playing?
When did I start playing? Well, I started with the drums when I was like 3 years old.
Wow.
It was, I kind of fell into that. I mean, my uncle was actually the drummer for Sonny and Cher, and actually, like,
nice.
It was kind of a big, handing down the torch, if you would.
Sure. I never knew you
I mean,
played
I was going to play guitar, though. I mean, as soon as I was going in there and, like, it's about following your passion. I saw the guitar up on the wall or whatever. It's, Beacock's Music is their original location or some shit. That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't actually pick up the guitar until I was like 12 years old.
Right. So obviously your family is musical as well.
Yeah, my uncle, he's in a band called the Violent Majority. They're around. They're a metal band. There's a lot of music in my family. I mean, I try to keep it going.
Sure. And I believe we have the rest of the curses written here online, right?
Yeah,
are you guys
we're
there?
trying to get them connected.
Oh, okay. All right. So what famous musicians do you admire, Fred?
Yeah, I gotta call them. I don't know where you got. They're trying to get connected.
Well, they were
Can you help us
connected
out?
and then they dropped. All they got to do is call back in. They were connected. So anyway, we are live on the air. So
yeah, with some technical difficulties and shit, but other than that,
that's okay. So your first
I can
instrument
actually hear you a lot
drums.
better too now.
What?
What was that?
Your first instrument was the drums, and we know you play guitar. You're great on the guitar. And any other instruments?
Yeah, I was in school band throughout elementary school through high school. I was put on a bunch of different instruments. I started with the clarinet, moved up to the violin, then I moved up to the saxophone. Later, I would play the double bass, and I would try all kinds of percussion. My favorite percussion is the timpani. Wow,
you're very well rounded in your instruments that you play. That is fantastic. And what famous musicians do you admire the most, and why?
Can I shoot that to my band as well?
Or you can,
Are you guys having a hard time calling in?
Okay, so what are your fondest memories of musical? Oh, here, your guys, I'm connecting them right now. Hi, guys, I just connected you to the board. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me? Hi, Candace.
Hi. So we have the rest of the curses written, and who do we have with us? I know we have Fred.
Just connected is Andrew Bavard. I play bass.
Okay, hi, Andrew.
Hi.
And we were just going over different instruments that Fred has played, and I'm really curious. What are your favorite? Which are your famous musicians? Do you admire?
Do I admire my favorite musicians? My favorite musician, songwriting wise, is Tom Waits. Just his lyricism, his voice, his bar jazz style, just that gritty. I'm gonna go get wasted and sit in the bar and.
So what do you think both? Go ahead.
I was just, think about bad times I've had. It's just a lot of emotion in his music, and it really comes through.
That's nice.
So that's why I like him.
Okay.
I
How
like
about
Tom
you,
Waits.
Fred?
Yeah, I love all types of music, to tell you the truth. I believe that there's some palatable in everything. Music is all over any genre, really is a movement, just like it was in classical music. I mean, as long as it's drawing out some sort of an emotion, or it's actually like moving you, you know.
So
I believe
as a
that theatrics
whole,
has a lot to do with music as well.
Sure. As a whole, for the whole group, all of you guys, this question is for all of you. What are your fondest musical memories with the band so far, The Curse is Written? I mean, in your house, in your neighborhood, local bars. What are your most fondest memories?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. I'm going to say my fondest memories are the excitement we'd had before big shows. So, like the Hawthorne Theater, that was a whole lot of excitement. Even days leading up to that, we had, I could feel this collaborative buzz between us all. And it sustained itself even while up on stage. And when we got off stage, that buzz slowly lingered off. It was almost drug-like. It was euphoric, at least for me anyway.
That's nice. How about you, Fred?
For me, it can be really difficult to pinpoint just specific moments, honestly, to tell you the truth.
It can be any of your fondest
you're
memories.
On stage and then you're kind of off the stage, you know what I mean? And then for me, like I'm a kind of person that reflects a lot. When it goes show to show, I always try to give something different. You know what I mean? I like consistent variety in my show. I mean, if it was going to be the same thing all of the time, then you might as well, you know, you just buy the album or whatever. I mean, live, it should be a whole other game and a whole other scenario, you know, where like you can twist your song and contort your song and, you know, really include other people, the crowd, into what that you're doing.
Interaction with your audience is nice and you know, very, very well taken. A lot of people really enjoy getting in, so long as they're not stage diving and getting tangled up in your equipment.
Oh, actually, I thought the fondest memory was we were playing the Hawthorne and we were making it to like probably our most difficult measure of our music so far, some shit with some time changes, some shit. And I'm rocking out. I'm getting ready to go into the solo, and a fucking chord pops the fuck out of my pedal, right? And this is where it goes back into the theatrics. So you don't, like, daintily come over and stick your fucking chord in the hole, you know? You got to fucking power slide in with your Les Paul, fucking slide that bitch in. And it's like, okay, well, now I'm going to find a way to stick this solo in here. And it was like, oh, that was an amazing show, you know?
Wow, that's good that everybody pulled together like that. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
Yeah, we have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know, obviously it shows that your practice and you know, is often and you know, you're all working in tune with each other.
We try to. I mean, it's been really nice that we're always like challenging ourselves or bringing different songs to the table, stuff that we haven't necessarily brought to a live concert yet, but like each concert that we've done, we've got one or two covers in there, and they've been different every time. And we've hit Pantera songs, Metallica songs, Ozzy songs, Nirvana songs.
Nice,
you know, we're kind of going all over the mat.
Right. Well, you know, I was going to ask you if you were ever influenced by old records and tapes of other bands
and Fred deflected it like a professional. All right.
Yeah. Well, those are some good people to look up to. I love the Maddie.
You know,
Mike Hatfield, one of my favorites too, and Ozzy.
Well, you know, I grew up when I was 15 years old. I was picked out of my jazz band class to play upright bass in an Elvis tribute band.
Nice.
We were called the Memphis. Yeah, we were called the Memphis Mafia Trio, and we played from we played from Portland area, Vancouver area, and we played down in Jackpot, Nevada, Twin Falls, Idaho. We played a couple of places, and then I moved into a different 50s and 60s tribute band and called the Fabulous Fairlines, who I was with for about 4 years altogether, playing bass for them. And so I had a lot of influence from 50s and 60s influence, and that comes through in my music.
I love all of that.
I agree.
That
I've
music.
heard a lot of that influence in that bass. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
predominantly tend to stick to the roots, and I'm more rhythmic, and I don't get too busy because they weren't too busy back in the 50s and 60s unless it was called for.
But
Sure.
let me reiterate in some is he's been really expressing himself, and it's been beautiful. I don't really know any other way to put it, but sometimes I'm shooting him with some stuff that might be rhythmatically kind of catty-wonkus or something like that, you know, and he takes a good version of my riffs and kind of puts it to a bass version. And also when it comes down to those cover songs, he's playing the real parts. Like, he really does Crazy Train with me and shit. Like, that really goes down.
Yeah, I've heard you guys play that. It's good.
You know, sometimes less is more. I mean, I was taught, like, sometimes the best songs are only 3 chords, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I haven't said this on the air, but honestly, people think guitar is all athletics. But honestly, I don't even give a flying fuck about sweeps. I prefer a motherfucker with heart, soul, and motherfucking passion. I mean, there's a lot of different guitar players out there. You got like an Yngwie Malmsteen. Fucking great for him. If you have the heart and the soul that Dimebag had, I'll live.
Yes, and that's what makes everybody so individual. You know, your music is very, very different, and you know, I have another one of your rough tracks that called Tonight.
Oh, we're reaching into the vault. Yeah,
Let me see if that's one. Can I go ahead and play it?
Yeah, you have permission.
Okay, here we go. This is The Curse is Written. Now, this is a rough track. It's not quite ready, but, you know, it'll give you an idea where these young men are going.
But I will use it to make
these new tracks. I can't wait until they're finished completely all the way and ready to go. I'm really excited about working with you guys and what you have going on here. It's great, you know.
We're actually in the studio right now preparing to drop some more tracks after this. Actually, you can check out a couple of our songs on our website, www.thecurseswritten.com, and I believe you can check us out on pretty much any platform, especially iTunes or iHeartRadio.
Yep. So what do you think is the best song you've ever released, and why?
You're going to cut, this is a beat me up interview. You guys are going to beat me with clubs later.
How about I step in?
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to, you know,
can I shoot
throw
back to
some
my drummer,
things
my
out
bass player,
there.
and then I'll answer it after.
Okay, so check this out. If you could have your fans remember one thing about you, what would it be?
Something appropriate, of course. You know, I've at the end of the day, I would like to be known as, you know, someone that gave it their all and shit, you know, every time and never faked it.
There
you know,
go.
and meant
Being
every
real.
minute of it.
Sure.
I mean, it's not uncommon that I'll wake up at 4 in the afternoon and fucking with the shakes, fucking drink a Monster, get a couple leg spasms going on, you know, and fucking be about my day. Fucking show up 8 o'clock, ready to rock and roll, knowing I have a gig, and start hitting that whiskey.
Nice, okay.
But in all truthness, I try to help out a lot of people. I mean, if my music could inspire someone else to want to just practice, you know, because rehearsal is what you do with the band, practice is what you do at home.
Sure. I know, I'm a musician myself, and I couldn't wait to...
Kids can be cruel sometimes, and when you're just starting out, you fucking suck.
Interject real quick here. What instrument do you play, Candace?
Piano, organ, keyboards. I just love them. Every chance I get, I sit down and just play. And
you ever heard the joke about the piano?
Let me hear.
Oh, no, it's what's better than roses on a piano? Tulips on an organ.
Well, you know, I had a Hammond Model B with double Leslie speakers, and my parents had this huge living room with a barrel ceiling, and I used to crank that sucker up, and my mom had these little glass shelves in the nook with little teacups and things, and I'd get on my bass pedals and just start rocking them, you know. And she'd come running in there yelling at me.
Is it true that the biggest key on the organ is the C?
The biggest? They're all the same size.
I thought the organ goes up in sizes as the keys go up, as you have different boards.
Well, I played an old-fashioned one. These ones they have today are all electronic and
someone told me a story.
You, but go ahead.
Someone told me a story that they were playing for the Queen of England back when they were really young, and I've had a lot of really awesome musicians take me under their wing in the last couple of years. You know, such as Ron, people who he associates himself with. Those old organs used to be in the churches, and when you play the organ, the whole entire town would be able to hear you.
Yes, I used to have
mean?
people stand outside and listen to me practice. We had a little brick tree well around this great big old Chinese oak tree, and I would see people sitting on it, and not even know, but you know, I'd get up to go do something or go outside, and it's like all these people sitting around listening to me all the time. It's like it was really fun, you know, because my
Do you have a
kids
favorite
heard a
composer
lot.
yourself?
Franz Liszt is my favorite.
Mm.
I love him. I love the fast 16th notes. I like music fast. I don't know. I used to get bored really bad with like Tiny Bubbles and To a Wild Rose and all these old classic Green Sleeves. And these songs just bored me stiff. I mean, that's but yeah, Franz Liszt is my favorite. How about yours? Hey, did I lose my guys? Did you guys cut out of the studio on me or what?
No, we're still here. We're just enjoying ourselves listening to you guys.
Well, it's not a one-sided conversation. So, hey, where did you go? They dropped out.
We're still at home. Yeah, we're here. Sometimes we'll be on like one or two bars here, but we're here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fred's calling back in. Yeah, Fred got dropped.
Oh, here he goes. He's coming back on here now.
All right. Okay, well, it's our turn now,
Sweet.
Fred.
Okay, so we're all back together now.
Oh, family reunion.
Okay, so you guys were asking me who my favorite composer is. Who's your favorite, Fred?
Oh, man. I'm impartial to Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yow! All right, that's some hard music to play. And how about you, Mr. Bass
Me,
player?
I'm a fan of Paganini. Yeah,
A
like
fan
his
of what?
fifth Paganini.
Okay.
I know he's he's a violinist, and he wrote the Fifth Caprice in A minor, and I remember learning that on guitar as a kid and watching Yngwie Malmsteen play it, and it just blew my mind that was a classical song, and that really inspired me to play guitar a little bit more. So that was a bit of inspiration, I guess.
Well, Iggy can inspire most people. I mean, what a great artist he is, right?
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's has a diverse style.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's one of those guitar wizards, like one of the best concerts I ever saw was Buckethead. And he played all by himself for like 2 hours with just 2 half stacks, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like there'd be much to just those nuts and bolts, but it really inspired me to see someone, especially because he created a lot of those songs.
Right.
And then the songs that he didn't have, you wouldn't expect someone to be playing that on a guitar, which I guess goes to back to the classical composers. A lot of, like, Bach used the lute a lot to write his music, whereas, like, Mozart and, like, Beethoven would use piano or organ. However, Bach did use those mediums as well.
Right. Okay. Well,
Do we got another song?
I do
we got the curses written?
I do have. Let me see where. I'm looking at my board here. Symphony. Here we go. I love the way this song starts. So beautiful.
Wake up, how do you feel? My arms around you, the feeling that surrounds you. Come at the moment, I'm your
out of time. So I wanted to thank you for coming on, and we'll look forward to hearing these tracks in the final mix. And don't forget to get out there and find the Curses Written. They're on Facebook, they're on iTunes, they're out on Mystic Records, and they have their new album coming up here. And I just want to thank you guys for coming in and our listeners for tuning in. And don't forget to party or go home, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome. All right, guys, have a good day.
www.cursedwritten.com.
All right, later on.